Okay, so it looked like the recording audio cut off when I got that phone call. So here we go. Let's try this again with some audio. So what you're doing here, you can mirror your entities in 2D or 3D. So I'm still in that sketch. I go to mirror entities. The first thing I do is select those 3 lines that I actually want to mirror. And then I move down and highlight mirror about, and I'm selecting that construction line. And then hit your green check. So that's how you would do it in 2D. You can do it in 3D as well, though. So you can, I'm going to extrude this part in this video. So instead of a construction line, it's just an object line. So I extrude it out. And then in the Features tab, I'm going to mirror the part. So the first thing I do is select which face I want to mirror about. SolidWorks takes a guess at which feature you want to mirror. It may or may not be right. So if it doesn't guess right, or if it doesn't guess at all, what I'm going to do is just delete whatever came out of that box, and I'm going to go to the drop down arrow right here. So it's going to show me my design tree. And then I'm going to select, I'm going to click on the feature. And so now I've got this mirror, this 3D mirror. The next thing I want to talk about is fillets, and it's fillet, not fillet. You eat a fillet. What we're doing here today is fillet. So you can do this in 2D or 3D. That is going to be the theme of all these new tools. If it's an interior corner, so like here, it's a fillet. It's an exterior corner, it's a round. But we're going to use the same fillet tool for both. So you can you can do this in 2D in that sketch, like with these shapes, you know, your line and circle and rectangle. You can go select fillet. You can either select the 2 lines, or you could have just clicked this point, either way. And then you're going to say what radius you want it to be at. So you can do one at a time. But if you've got multiple fillets with the same radius, I'd suggest doing multiple at a time, which is what I'll show you here. So I get back into that fillet tool, and now I'm going to select multiple like fillets and rounds, all with the same radius. And so it'll do it all at once. I can do this in 3D too. So if I'd extruded this part and I don't have those corners, I mean, I could have done it in 2D and then extruded it. There's lots of reasons why you might do it in 2 versus 3. Just letting you know you've got options. All right, so I've already got this part extruded, and now I'm going to, in my Features tab, I'm going to select Fillet. And we're going to go with the constant size fillet. And then I'm going to select that line that I want, either the fillet or the round. You could do it by selecting 2 planes too, depending on which fillet type you choose. You could also select a whole face if you wanted, and I'll show you that next. So I'm going to go in and edit that. I'm selecting them one by one. I could have just selected a face though, and it would have done around the whole perimeter of the face. Linear sketch pattern. So this is so similar in 2D and 3D that we're not even going to show you. I'm just going to show it to you in 2D, but you can do this in 3D as well. So same deal. If you're doing it in 2D, you do it in the Sketch tab. If you're doing it in 3D, it's in the Features tab. So I've got this circle here, and I want to put it in each of my corners. So in that sketch tab, I'm going to select linear sketch pattern. If you do the drop down, you can see you can choose either linear or circular, but I want you to choose linear to start with. Now, I will say there is one difference. So if you're doing this in 2D, it's already going to guess your X and Y coordinates based on your origin. If you're doing this in 3D, you're going to have to say. So instead of saying X-axis, it's just going to be blank, and you would click on this line to make that line the X-axis. So I'm saying how far apart I want them to be and how many times I want it to repeat. If you don't want it to repeat in one direction or another, you can just say it like repeat once, and then it won't repeat. And then finally, I'm going to click on that entities to pattern. So it's guessed the wrong direction, not wrong, but not the direction I want for my Y-axis. So if I'll click the little arrow beside that, it'll flip it. I can do the same thing for X. Circular sketch pattern works in a similar way, but instead of selecting like an X or a Y, you're either going to select a point. So like in this case, we'll do the center point. You could also select like the parameter of the circle, either way. But in this case, we're going to select that center point that we want. So drop down arrow and circular sketch pattern. So I go in and I click on entities to pattern first. It's going to guess your origin. So you can go in and delete that and change the point just by clicking on which point you actually need. You can do equal spacing. You could set it to be very specific. I'm going to say that I just want 3 equally spaced. And then I don't have to think about the angle. It'll just calculate that for me automatically. So again, you can do this in 3D as well. It's just in that features tab. So final reminders. Assignment 3 is due at 9 a.m. on Thursday. Homework 2 is due Monday at 9 a.m. You need 3 files for each of your parts, A, B, and C. So what I mean by that is I'm asking you, and it says this on your homework, but I want you to give me the part file, the drawing file, and I want you to save this drawing file as a PDF. So why do I need all 3? Well, I have to have the 2. So I can't just open a drawing file. So if you just submitted a drawing file without the part file, and remember the part file is just like what you've been submitting so far, the drawing file will be blank. In SolidWorks, those 2 files are linked together. So if I want to look at a drawing file, I need to have the part file. The reason I have you, in addition, save it as this drawing file, this file as a PDF, is because as you're learning to do this, some of you will like do some weird naming convention, or there'll just be things that go wrong. And if you save it as a PDF, like I'm guaranteed to be able to open and look at your drawing file. The reason we don't just do PDF is because at those grading appointments, you know, we're letting you fix things too. So we're showing you how to maybe do something better and letting you fix things. So I want to be able to get in and edit that drawing file, but as a last ditch effort, I've got those PDFs. So sorry, I just got a text and I was reading it. Okay, so I need 3 files for each problem. The part file, that's that thing that you've already been submitting. The drawing file, we learned to do that today. It's like SLD, PRT. And then I also need you to save it as a PDF. It's really easy, save as, and then you just change the file type to PDF. So yeah, save as type, and you just find PDF. and save. So submit all 3. So for your Blackboard submission, there's going to be 9 files for your homework this week. Go to your one-on-one grading appointments. We put a lot of effort into those, and so I need you to go to them and keep them a priority. This is your lab assignment. It is open now until Thursday the 14th at 9 a.m. So what I want you to do is only submit the PDF. So I don't want the part file. I don't want the drawing file. I just want a PDF of this drawing. So minus the note, because we haven't really talked about how to do that. And you don't need to bring in the isometric view necessarily either, though you can. So just like if we had this top and front view, this is what I want you to turn in as a PDF. So this drawing sheet is a PDF. Remember that I have office hours on Monday and Wednesday, so if you're struggling with this homework, swing by. Come to your grading appointments Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for homework 2, and then those of you that have Thursday and Friday grading appointments, we're going to grade homework 2 and 3 at the same time next Thursday and Friday, the 14th and 15th. Have a good snow day. Bye.